How is Elon so productive?
Been working with him quite closely for the last couple of years, starting with the X acquisition, and then we've also invested in XAI and then in the SpaceX, and so we now work on three companies together to different degrees, and now the government stuff. He has an operating method that he's developed that I would say is very unusual by modern standards. The top line thing is just this incredible devotion from the leader of the company to fully, deeply understand what the company does and to be, completely knowledgeable about every aspect of it and to be in the trenches and talking directly to the people who do the work, deeply understanding the issues and, being the lead problem solver in the organization. And basically what Elon does is he shows up every week at each of his companies. He identifies the biggest problem that the company's having that week and he fixes it. Right. And then he does that every week for 52 weeks in a row. And then each of his companies has solved the 52 biggest problems that year, like in that year. And, most other large companies are still having the planning meeting for the pre-planning meeting, for the board meeting, for the presentation, for the this, for the, with the compliance review and the legal review. And he's just like, it's this level of both like incredible intellectual capability coupled with incredible force of personality, moral authority, execution capability, focus on fundamentals. That is just like really amazing to watch. And then, by the way, the side effect of it is he attracts.
You need to work super hard. So what does super hard mean? Well, when my brother and I were starting our first company, instead of getting an apartment, we just rented a small office and we slept on the couch. And we showered at the YMCA, and we're so hard up we had just one computer. So the website was up during the day, and I was coding at night. 7 days a week, all the time. So briefly, I had a girlfriend in that period, and in order to be with me, she had to sleep in the office. So work hard like every waking hour. That's the thing I would say, particularly if you're starting a company. And I mean, if you do simple math, say like, okay, if somebody else is working 50 hours and you're working 100, you'll get twice as much done in the course of a year as the other company.
Every billionaire is a bigger thinker than every millionaire. They simply think bigger. And they started thinking big when they were just starting off, when they were broke. Don't imagine that they started thinking big when they started making money. When they were in high school, when they were in grade school, when they were in college. They had big dreams. So I had a guy tell me one time, he says, Kevin, the only difference between you and I is the size of our dream and time.
How much do you sleep in a given night?
About 6 hours on average.
So about 6. So that's, it wouldn't have shocked me if you said 3 or 4.
So the next question is, how many hours do you work a day?
I work almost every waking hour.
And Ben, he's not kidding at that.
Yeah.
Like when Elon and I were first getting to know each other, I said, hey, let's grab dinner sometime. And I don't know if you remember what you said. You said, I don't eat dinner.
I don't have social dinners, really.
Right. I mean, you obviously eat food, but,
yeah.
But it was just kind of matter of fact. Why would I go to dinner? Like, you work.
Yeah. I literally I'll have lunch and dinner brought during meetings and continue the meeting.
I locked myself in my room for a year, basically. A year. Because I was at the point where it was like, listen, it's either I'm gonna make this work, dude, or I'm going down burning in flames. Like, I'm gonna make this work or I'm going down burning in flames. A year, bro. I didn't go out. I didn't really answer friends' phone calls. People thought I was crazy. I look like a mad scientist, bro. I would come out of my room every once in a while, just get water and get food. But honestly, I had to do that, bro. It was a little bit drastic, but I had to do it, man.
This is how Elon thinks about the relationship between time and money, and it's one of my favorite ideas I've ever come across. Elon would always be at work on Sunday, and we had some chats where he laid out his philosophy. He would say that everything we did was a function of our burn rate, and that we were burning through $100,000 per day. It was this very entrepreneurial Silicon Valley way of thinking that none of the aerospace engineers in Los Angeles were dialed into. Sometimes he wouldn't let you buy a part for $2,000 because he expected you to find it cheaper or to invent something cheaper. Other times, he wouldn't flinch at renting a plane for $90,000 to get something to Quaj because it saved an entire workday, so it was worth it. He would place this urgency that he expected the revenue in 10 years to be $10 million a day, and that every day we were slower to achieve our goals was a day of missing out on that money.
I'll stand, actually. But there are a lot of negative things in the world. There's a lot of terrible things that are happening all over the world, all the time. There are lots of problems that need to get solved. There's lots of things that are miserable and kind of get you down. But life cannot just be about solving one miserable problem after another. That can't be the only thing. There need to be things that inspire you, that make you glad to wake up in the morning and be part of humanity. Earth is the cradle of humanity, but you cannot stay in the cradle forever. It is time to go forth, become a star-faring civilization, be out there among the stars, expand the scope and scale of human consciousness. I find that incredibly exciting. That makes me glad to be alive. I hope you feel the same way.
That guy's soft. Look on his face. The booze and the concha tell him what to do. That guy's soft. Look on his face. The booze and the concha tell him what to do. That guy's soft. Look on his face. The booze and the concha tell him what to do.
What gives you strength when you're getting attacked? You're one of the most attacked people in the world.
I think you can't care that much. I know people that care so much about everything, like what people are saying. You can't care too much because you end up choking.
What gives you strength when you're getting attacked? You're one of the most attacked people in the world.
I think you can't care that much. I know people that care so much about everything, like what people are saying. You can't care too much because you end up choking.